Hello, everyone. God bless you all. God bless you. So good to see you tonight. Hallelujah. 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 As you jump in, help me to share this broadcast tonight. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Always a blessing to be coming your way tonight. Come on. Help me to share. Help me to share. Jump in. Share, 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 share. Let somebody know we are on. Let somebody know we are on. Yes, we are on tonight. Hello, Sister Da. God bless you. I see you on TikTok. Everyone who is joining, let me know where you are joining from. If today's your first time or joining us, it is not going to be your last time because I believe that you're going to be greatly blessed and God will settle you in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. People of God, let's open our mouth and begin to thank God. Father, we give you praise. Father, we give you glory. Father, we exalt you. We bless you. Father, we thank you. Makati Redosh Kalibra Handi Likadesha Efrekoto Sika Parakata Tata Lekete Repekotu Kotuku Parakata Katakate Jepekete Lekete Prata zandele begadusha ile begadus kalika barados kalikete rakakota kapareto sikapa jepekete lekete kete pelekete rekototo paratata jepekete likakato shade bedusha. Father, we thank you. Father, we give you praise. We enter your gates with thanksgiving, your courts with praise. Hallelujah. It is a good thing to give you thanks. We come with thanksgiving. We come with praise. We the Lord, Ayakandosika, for everything is done. You have been good to us. You have been kind to us. You have been faithful to us. Glory be to your holy name. Majesty, awesome God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In the name of Jesus. If you are saying amen, say a living amen. I know that you know that you know everyone that knows and knows and knows and knows that there is no other God than our God. Let your amen be a praise and glorious one. Amen. Hallelujah. Mama Julie Cooper, you are welcome from Orlando, Florida tonight. God bless you. Mama Precious, God bless you. Everyone, I can see you, Dickie Roland. God bless you, Dickie. Sister Sarah Lovetta, God bless you. Hallelujah. Mama Caroline, I'm seeing you there. God bless you. Perez, you are blessed. Sister Prince, God bless you. Everyone, glory be to the name of the Lord. I welcome you in the name of the Lord. Yes, Brother Mark, you are welcome. Sister Amy, you are welcome. Brother Chikeze, you are welcome. Everyone, give the Lord praise and glory. Hallelujah. We are going to ask God for mercy tonight. We are going to ask God for mercy tonight. The mercy of God to flow in our nations. Are you seeing the wickedness happening everywhere in the world? Haiti right now, the country is at the brink and the verge of collapse. Total lawlessness. Prisoners broke prison. All prisoners are on the loose. People are being shot, killed. A full country is on, on no, in short, on the verge of breakdown, total collapse. God told me this year, he said this year is a year of confusion. He told me, say this year, this is what they call democracy will be questioned. I'm telling you, you know me, I tell you the way God tells me, and I'm very careful not to say many things because we are now living in a social media world where people take things out of context and begin to question some things that you hear from the Lord. And I don't want to be in that position. You have to be wise. The people of God, why am I saying this? We need the mercy of God. We need the mercy of God. So I want you to go before the Lord and pray for your country. Ask God for mercy. We're going to use the scripture to pray for mercy tonight. Father, have mercy upon our nations. Have mercy. Psalm 40, verse 11. We told not the tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let your loving kindness and truth continually preserve me. We told not your tender mercies. We told not your tender mercies from our nations. We told not your tender mercies from our countries. We told not your tender mercies, Lord. Open your mouth. Say, my Father, my Father. In the name of Jesus, we told not your tender mercies from our countries, from our nations. Open, begin to pray that prayer. Begin to pray that prayer. Ekototo brakatakata, jepeketeketekete lekete, masokotoku barikate lekete sha, ibrakoto seketelia, repedos ikata, lepredesh ikledosh imbredesha, esheketeketekete. Masoko parakata kata kata, efrekoto kotoko paligadosha, ikaparakata lekete, masoto koba shede lekete sham, eleprekoto sikapaya kata kata. Open your mouth and pray. Lord, we told not your tender mercies. Ikalabazoto ko shata barakati. Eprekotoko sika parakatakata. Libra kotoko sika telekete. We told not your tender mercies, Lord. Kaliba Zonde. Show us in England mercy. Show us United Kingdom mercy. Show us in USA mercy. Show us in Canada mercy. Show us in Bahrain mercy. Show us in Ukraine mercy. Show us in Senegal mercy. Show us in Ghana mercy. Show us, oh God, in Italy mercy. Show us, oh God, in Cameroon mercy. Show us, oh Lord, in the nation of South Africa mercy. Show us, oh Lord, in Zimbabwe mercy. Show us in Botswana mercy. Show, oh God, in the nation of Germany, mercy. The nation of Poland, mercy. Open your mouth and ask God for mercy. Akatali Kudaba, Zepelekete, in Jamaica, mercy. Lord, show us mercy in Zambia. Show us mercy in Dominica. Show us mercy, oh God, in Trinidad. Show us mercy, Lord. We need your mercy. Ekatalagadagadagasha, in Angola, mercy. Aye kotazika ba yakando leprendo supalia letikama katurendesha etepele kotokoparakata jepeketekete legedesha. Hey Lord, we pray for Haiti. We pray for Haiti. We are praying, oh God, your mercy upon the nation of Haiti. Have mercy on Haiti. Restore Haiti. Restore peace in Haiti. Oh Lord of mercy, let mercy flow, oh God. Shatiba liba zondo hika, jembeto kupande gedisha, eshetete pelegadesha. In Jesus' mighty name. If you are saying amen, say a living amen. If you are saying amen, say a ballistic amen. Are you still here? Are you still here? Are you still here? Glory be to the name of the Lord. Glory be to the name of the Lord. Cheto sikaba santa lata lapata. Utabaratu sutuku pareketekete. Wherever you are watching from, if you have not shared this broadcast, I want you to go ahead and share. If you have not shared this broadcast, maybe today is your first night of joining us. This is your first night of ever seeing us here. Please tell us where you are watching from. God brought you here because He wants to bless you. God brought you here because He wants to establish you. God brought you here because He wants to do great things in your life. Hallelujah. Are you still here? Tonight, before we are going to pray any other prayer tonight, the first prayer we're going to pray is against offense. Somebody say offense. Everybody say offense. Are you angry? Is there somebody you are angry with? Is there something you are keeping in your stomach? Are you pregnant and the pregnancy is a pregnancy of anger and wrath and bitterness? Because many people are pregnant, they don't know they are pregnant. When somebody is pregnant, you must give birth to something. What are you carrying in you? prayer warrior, child of God. You can't be praying when you have offense. You can't be praying when you are bitter. You can't be praying when you have anger. The Bible says, let not the sun go down on your anger. So we need to deal with things like that so that our prayers will not be hindered. Many a times, and listen, no demon is hindering our prayers. We are the ones that have given a platform because God cannot break his word. The word of God cannot be broken. Are you hearing me? I want you to be blessed. Forget about this religious spirit. We mean business. Look at the time of the night. We are still awake here. I want you to receive your full package. There are people who are angry, people who are offended, people who are really, really bitter. Some people carry anger for years. The year God says the son should not see your anger. Your anger should not see the next daylight. But your anger has seen daylights of 365 days, counting. And you're wondering why your blessings are not coming. You are wondering why things are not moving. You are wondering why the enemy is still attacking you. Luke 7, verse 23. Blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Blessed is he. John the Baptist was offended. When he was imprisoned, listen to this. Oh, he had to ask and send his disciples to go and ask Jesus, are you really the Messiah? Are you really the Messiah? Because when John the Baptist got offended, he was offended that I went to prison, you are not coming to release me. He was offended. When he got offended, he forgot the message that he received that was heard when Jesus was entering for baptism in the river Jordan in Matthew 3, verse 17. This is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. He had heard that message, but because of offense, he discarded that message. When we get offended, we forget who the man of God is, who is our Christian sister, who is our Christian brother. You get offended, everything gets distorted. Offense. I've seen where offense makes beloved brothers and sisters to be enemies. John the Baptist began to question the authenticity of the ministry of Jesus because he was offended. Jesus said, blessed is he who is not offended in me. You are blessed not to be offended. It is a blessing. And tonight, we are receiving that blessing. I say we are receiving that blessing. Open your mouth wherever you are. Say, Father, have mercy upon me. I receive grace to forgive. I receive grace to forget. I receive grace to let go. I receive grace to let go of every anger, bitterness, wherever it is in me. I refuse to carry the pregnancy of bitterness. I refuse to carry the pregnancy of anger. I refuse it in the name of Jesus. Lord, have mercy on me. Somebody pray, I forgive. Give me the grace to forgive. Hashada danaba. Lepre koto koto koparakata. Libra koto koto kopalagadesha. Efre koto kopalakata. Lipade begodosham. I refuse to be offended. I refuse to be offended. I refuse to be offended. Open your mouth and pray that prayer. Lepe koto kopalakata kata. Jepekete kete lekete kete. Repe koto koto kopaligadosham. Ipatata lakata. Masoto kotika kaba lebregododododosh iprateketeketelegedesham ora basekete aprato sikelegedesh iprako sotoko shana mania brandos kali kaba eto sutatele ketetele ketu prada de ketesha. Father, we receive this in Jesus' mighty name. Somebody say a living amen. Somebody say a glorious amen. Ay, 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 ay. Wherever you are, say every root of bitterness, every root of bitterness. What are you waiting for? I command you to leave me now. Every root of offense, every root of bitterness, I uproot you out of my heart, out of my heart, out of my heart. You root of bitterness. What are you waiting for? Receive fire. Get out, walk out, get out, walk out, get out, walk out. Ayakota likadu shadam the body. Ikata epeto epedosham iprekata lepregodosham iketelegadesha ifrakotosha iprakata lepredodosham ekotalagadasha iprakatale rekotokosha ipalagadasha esekatelegadesha iprekodosha eshekate rakakata ilibedosha ikakabaradosha zetekete rakakatalagadasha. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. If you are saying amen, say a ballistic amen. If you are saying amen, say a living amen. Everybody say, I receive. I receive the grace to forgive. I receive the grace to let go. I release, I release offense even before they arrive. I receive that grace. I receive that grace. I receive that grace. Let me tell you something. There are many anointed men and women of God that are still walking in bitterness. I'm telling you, it blocks the flow. It blocks the flow. I'm telling you, may God help us. May God help us. May God help us. In Jesus' name. Are you still here? Acts 8, verse 29. We want to pray for the leading of the Holy Spirit. We want to pray that we'll be receptive to the Holy Spirit. We want to pray that the Holy Ghost will help us. The Spirit told Philip, go to the chariot and stay near there. The Spirit told Philip. The Spirit told Philip. Philip had to move. He went. The Spirit told him, go to the chariot. The Spirit told him, whatever the Spirit tells you, you will do. The Spirit will move you. The Spirit will locate you. The Spirit will instruct you. The Spirit will give you information. The Spirit will give you revelation. Somebody say, I will hear the voice of the Spirit. Somebody say, I will hear the voice of the Spirit. Open your mouth where you are. Say, my Father, my Father. After the order of Philip, I will hear the voice of the Holy Ghost. I will be instructed of the Holy Spirit. I will be moved by the Holy Ghost. Open your mouth and pray. Ikakapalakatelekotosha, emendosikabara, lepredusikata, efrekododosha, ikatalagadasha, eleprekodosha. Somebody say, Holy Ghost, lead me. Holy Ghost, direct me. Holy Ghost, move me. Holy Spirit, speak to me. Holy Spirit, I will hear your voice. Lagadosha, efrete. Your ears be anointed today. Somebody let your ears be activated to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. Ikatalagadasha, efrekotokopalagadasha, ifakatalekete, lefregodosha, iketelegeya, mashedebedesha. Holy Ghost, epedebedebedesha, epedebedebedesha, eprekododesha, ekokologodesha, epedebedesha, masukutodesha, ikakapayakata, rekotokotosha, efrekotokopalagadasha. In Jesus' mighty name. If you are saying amen, say a ballistic amen 3 times. Amen. 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 Now hear this. The Spirit told Philip, go and join the chariot. You know the story of how he now went with the Ethiopian eunuch. Now the Bible says, after the Ethiopian eunuch had got him baptized, go to verse 39. Acts 8, verse 39. Acts 8, verse 39. You are watching me for the first time. Go ahead and share. I want to thank God for those of you who have shared this broadcast. May God bless you. Go ahead and share. Everyone who's watching for the first time, tell me where you're watching from. Hallelujah. Tell me the country you're connected from. God bless you. God bless you. Hit on the reaction button right now. Everyone, hit on the reaction button right now. Oh my God. Acts 8, verse 39. And when they had come out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord suddenly took Philip away, and the eunuch did not sin again, but went on his way rejoicing. The Spirit of God took Philip. The Spirit of God took Philip. Philip was a man of the Spirit. The Holy Ghost cannot take him and take him from, the guy was transported from that place down to another to another location. That's what called translocation. He was transported. Was transported in the spirit. This is a move of the Holy Spirit that if we say that something happened like that today, people will doubt. But you know what? The Holy Spirit is ready to move with you in dimensions. In dimensions. If only we are ready. If only our faith can take it. Beloved of God, I want you to pray this prayer. Say, Holy Spirit, I want to walk in a deeper way with you. I want a deeper encounter. Move me to deeper waters. Holy Ghost, I want a deeper relationship. Hey, move me. Ayakuma rakatakatakata. Deeper, 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 deeper. Deeper walk with the Lord. Deeper revelation with the Holy Spirit. Deeper walk with the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, I pray for a deeper encounter. I want to encounter you in a deeper way. Whose prayer is that? Thank you for my relationship with you right now. The Holy Spirit, I want to leave the outer court. I want to leave the inner court. I want to go to the holies of holies. I want to go to the secret place. I want to be your God, a custodian of the secrets of God. Hey, Jesus. Ikakatalakade, ikakatalakade, epelekatekadesh, ikakabalakadosha, eleprekosha, ikakapayakata. A deeper relationship with the Holy Ghost, a deeper walk with the Holy Ghost, a deeper relationship with the Holy Ghost. Iyakamondondondondondosha, epikaparakatakata, efrekotokotokotokotosha, efrekotokotokopalagadasha, ikaparakatakata. In Jesus' mighty name. If you are saying amen, say a living amen. If you are saying amen, say a ballistic amen. Are you still here? Are you still here? Are you still here? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Now look at Ezekiel 3, verse 12. Ezekiel 3, verse 12. Are you still here? Make sure you are sharing, people of God. Ezekiel 3, verse 12. It is a prayer you pray that God will answer. Ezekiel 3, verse 12. Then the Spirit lifted me up. That Spirit lifted me up. Anyone who is down, I command you to be lifted up. You can be down emotionally, saddened, but the Spirit will lift you up. The Spirit is a motivator. The Spirit of God gives inspiration. The Spirit of God gives joy. Where the Spirit of God is, there is what? Joy. I am telling you, it said the Spirit lifted me up. I was, I was lifted up in the Spirit. Anyone who is saddened, anyone who is depressed, anyone who is low, I speak to you. The Spirit is lifting you up now. You were discouraged, but the Spirit is lifting you up now. Are you hearing me? That is how you walk with the Holy Ghost. The Holy Spirit is a comforting spirit. I was down, but He came to lift me up. I was sad. He came to lift me up. I was discouraged. He came to lift me up. And somebody, this is what the Lord is telling me, as He's lifting you up tonight. He's lifting you up from every despair, every hopelessness, every sadness, every sorrow of heart, every spirit of heaviness is lifting you up out of it. If you are that one, let your amen be ballistic 3 times. Amen. 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 The spirit lifted me up. Yeah, yeah, and brought me into the inner court. The spirit says you cannot be in the outer court again. There's a level he wants to take you into. Sister Susan, the spirit says, Sister Navo, there's somewhere called the inner. Come in, come in, leave that place where you are. The spirit lifted me up and took me, brought me in to the inner court, and the glory of God filled the temple. You could see the glory. What I want you to see is this: the spirit moved him, the spirit made him to see, the spirit also made him, my God, Jesus. The spirit made him to hear. He heard, he was lifted, he felt it, he experienced it. Somebody, you are about to experience the Holy Ghost. You are about to experience the Holy Ghost. You are about to experience the Holy Ghost. You will know and know and know that this is the Holy Ghost. He will lift you. He will take you in. He will take you into the inner court. He will make you see the glory of God. Oh my God, the manifested presence of God. Open your mouth. Say, Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost, lift me up. Holy Ghost, lift me up. Carry me. Carry me. There's a song we used to sing. Holy Spirit, carry me. Oh, ask him to carry you. Carry me in the wings of the Spirit. Carry me to the inner court. Carry me to the holies of holies. Carry me to my next level. Carry me to my next level. Carry me to my next level. I want to see your glory. 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 Ayagadagadagadagadagadasha. Eteleketeketelekete. Eshekoparagadagadigadosha. Efrekotokopalagadagadagadagadasha. Iyakakadelegedegedegedegedesha. Eshekotobaragadagadagadasha. Eleprekotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotokotoko I want to see your glory. Yeah, Jesus. I want to see your glory. I want to see your glory. Hayakalagada. Eshadadabadabadasha. Eprekotokotokopalagadosha. Eketelekateketeketesha. Ipakatalekotokoparagadosa. Setelekianagadagadosa. Setelekoparakataleketesa. Akutazetelegadisha. Mandokodoskalia. Mandeleketelekedisha. Oh, thank you, Holy Ghost. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. If you are saying amen, say a living amen. If you are saying amen, say a ballistic amen. Now, as we are praying, some of you can feel the fire of God in your hands. I don't know who is there right now. The power of God came upon you right now. The Holy Ghost is upon you. The anointing of God came upon you. You can feel fire in your hands. You can feel the heat of His presence in your hands. Some of your ears become hot. Lord, anoint your people. Activate their gifts. Activate them afresh. Take them, oh God, deeper. Let them experience you. Fresh grace, fresh experience, fresh encounter, joy of the Holy Ghost, as a joy of the Holy Ghost. Shagadadadadadada, ekototonokododosham, iprakatakatakata, leprekodogodia, iprekotosotoparakanisha, ebrendendelegedisha. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes. Shadadadabadabadabada. Ay, 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 ay. Ah. Oh. Ay, 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 ay. Kabandalabadu zalia kodododododo shiabalagada. Let your tone go to the next level. Let your insights go to the next level. Jesus. Eh, Hey, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living waters. Out of your belly shall flow fresh grace, fresh anointing to the nations. God is going to do a new thing through you. There's going to be a new grace released through you in the name of Jesus. God has an authentic assignment for you, and you will fulfill that assignment in the name of Jesus. That is why we need the Holy Ghost. And somebody, oh, receive empowerment in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Are we still here? Are we still here? Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Blessed be God. Job 22, verse 28. Job 22, verse 28. The NLT translation says, you will succeed in whatever you choose to do, and light will shine on the road ahead of you. You will succeed on whatever you choose to do, and light will shine ahead of the road. Light will shine on the road ahead of you. Open your mouth, say, the days of my failures are over. The days of failures are over. I will not fail again. Say, Father, the spell of failure is broken off my life. The spell of frustration is broken off my life. In the name of Jesus, I succeed. I succeed. I succeed. In the name of Jesus, open your mouth and begin to pray that prayer. Leprekotokotokotokotosham, efrekotokoparakatakata. The road ahead of me is well lighted. Is well lighted. I don't fail in life. I succeed in life. I succeed in all that I do. Aye, otasikabayakata. Leprekotokotokopalakata. Do I have successful people here? Do I have successful women here? Do I have successful men here? Open your mouth. My children are successful. I succeed in all that I do. I do not fail in the name of Jesus. No fake business, no fake job, no fake career, no fake ministry here. In the name of Jesus. No fake home here, no fake juice. No fake dream. Your dreams will not fail. Your visions will not fail. Somebody pray. Break the back of failure. Break the back of failure. Break the back of failure. Somebody say, any power of failure trying to oppress my destiny. What are you waiting for? Get up by fire. Scatter by fire. Leave my destiny by fire. Jesus. 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 Somebody pray. Ipanura Gadesha, Iprakondo Rodosha, Etelekete, Iprakondo Godosha, Ipalekotalagadesha. I say you will not fail. That business will not fail. That career will not fail. You are not a failure. Who has called you a failure? Today, anyone who called you a failure, that name is reversed. It is not your name. Failure is not your name. I call you a success. 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 I say you are a success. I say you are a success. Brother Gusi, you are a success. Sister Roya, you are a success. Brother Gideon, you are a success. The Lord makes you to succeed. Sister Jubita, you are a success. Brother Chikeze, you are a success. Sister Shanice, you are a success. Sister Uvila, you are a success. Everyone on this altar, anyone that called you a failure, the curse of failure is broken. The curse of failure is broken. Bloodline issues have been causing failure in your life. Somebody shall break. Somebody shall break. Somebody shall break. Shoto rakata lagnisha. Iprakondo baragadesha. Exekete lagadeganisha. Iprakondo godogo baragadesha. Ikapale kotokotokosha. You called yourself a failure. You concluded on yourself in your mind that in the name of Jesus, I reverse that mindset. In the name of Jesus, I command you, devil, that has been playing on the mind of God's people. Now get out. Kabo shadada. Ikotasete. You are not a failure. You are not a failure. I say you are a success. Yeah, da. Epre koto 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 sham. Epre koto kopa lagadagada sham. Lepre koto koto panagada sham. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Those who are saying amen, say a ballistic amen. Those who are saying amen, say a living amen. I want us to say this prayer higher. I feel an anointing here. I see people that will get immediate results. Immediate results. You could not pass that exam before you are passing. You could not be promoted before you are being promoted. Since you are not working before, after this prayer to begin to work. I see immediate success. I see immediate results. I see it instantaneous results in the name of Jesus. The powers that don't want you to finish things that you start, those powers are being arrested. I see it. I see it. Yeko karakata. God has pulled you from failure land into success land. Are you hearing me? Double tap the screen on YouTube or double tap the screen. Those of you who are watching on TikTok, I see you there. I see you there. Oh, God bless you, Susan. God bless you, Mama. God bless you in the name of Jesus. Everyone. Yes, you are watching me on Facebook. Facebook has yes, God is good. God is good. We are taking this prayer higher. Go to Psalm 90, verse 17 for me. Psalm 90, verse 17. I tell you, failure is not your name. Your business is not failing. Your career is not failing. You are not failing as a mother. You are not failing. Ayakamalosha. The shame of failure you will not see it again. Who am I praying for? I said the shame of failure. You will not explain failure. Oh my God. You will not walk the walk of shame. You will not give excuses when you're not succeeding. No family altar can stop you again. Anyone who's been stopped by family altars, by covenant, by witches and wizards, they are roasted right now by fire. They cannot stop you again. In the name of Jesus, the curses of failure are broken. I said the curses of failure are broken. The power of God is upon you. The hand of God is upon you. Any embargo they put upon your name, and that embargo has been causing you to fail. That embargo is broken now. In the name of Jesus, fire, the discipline of success. You are receiving that grace because the Lord told me, He said, success requires discipline. Receive it. That discipline of success is coming upon you. Receive it. Ekakalakosha, epelekotokopalagadosha, esikabarakatakata, ileprekodododododosha, efrekotokopalakatakata, ilebrekodogodugabagadi, ropatokotokopaligadosha, shepeketeketelekete, lakakakakata receive in the name of Jesus. Now go to Psalm 90, verse 17. The way time flies, I don't understand. I just felt like just prophesying. My God, Jesus. NLT translation says, and may the Lord our God show us his approval. That is favor. When the Lord shows you his approval, he shows you favor. So we have the screen on you on TikTok quickly. If you are going to share this broadcast, go ahead and share. He will show you his favor. The Lord approves of your business, approves of your business, approves of your exam. He will show you favor. He says, may our effort successful. Is what God is saying to you, Sister Puma, Sister Blending. Your effort will not be wasted again. Every effort you make, aha, Sister Susan, will be successful. Efforts of success. Yes, make our efforts successful. Do your hands like this. Do like you are boxing. Every effort you make, success, success. You are hitting target. Success. It will be successful. You will not labor in vain. You will not work and not see the evidence of your work. You will not go into business and not carry evidence. In the name of Jesus, you will be profitable. I say you'll be profitable. Your wages will go far. In the name of Jesus, a laborer is worthy of his wages. You will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the name of Jesus, you will not read and fail. In the name of Jesus, I pray for you. The Lord approves of you. He approves of the work of your hands. He approves of your ministry. He approves of you. He approves of you. Because He approves of you, He gives you a job. He approves of you, He gives you that dream job. He approves of you, He gives you more of income. Oh my God, receive it, receive it. You will not fail again. No power can disapprove you. Whom God has approved, who can disapprove? Witches and wizards, get off. Back off in the name of Jesus. When the Lord approves you, no devil can disapprove you. God has taken hold of you. He has said you are approved. Your business is approved. Your tenders are approved. Your contracts are approved. Your appointment is approved. So promotion is approved. Aye, lagadosha. Ikama koto to balia. On that placement, you are approved. Yes, you are approved. You are approved. Your admission is approved. Your visa is approved. I say it is approved. You are approved. You are next in line for pregnancy, miracle babies. It has been approved. The Lord has approved. Your time has come. He has approved of your papers. He has approved of your marital glory. It's time to get married. It has been approved. Oh my God, every miracle you are desiring has been approved. Somebody say approved. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can I take it higher? Your home has been approved. It has been approved. That house you are buying has been approved. Your new business has been approved. Yes, Lord. Sheba Lagadisha. Your documents have been approved. Ikalabado Shade, Repekotokotosha, Eshedegadesha, Bendogodosha, Ikakapa, Lebregadesha. People are carrying the evidence of approval tonight. I say it has been approved. The judge has approved the case. The case is for you. The judge has approved it. The judgment is in your favor. It has been approved. You won the case. It has been approved. It is your victory. It has been approved in the name of Jesus. Sheketeketeketekete. Leprekotokotokotosha. Ikaba. Lebrekodosha. Inchadagadesha. Akotodosha. Ekotalabadasha. Leprekodosha. Ezeketesha. Can I pray for somebody here? I said they've approved it. They've approved your debt cancellation. Your debt cancellation letter is coming. Your debt cancellation letter is coming. It has been approved. It has been approved. It has been approved in the name of Jesus. It has been approved in the name of Jesus. Your new house is approved. Your children are approved for favor. It has been approved in the name of Jesus. Ayagadagada. Miracle money to your account has been approved. Those who can receive it, begin to receive it. Oh, everyone has approved it. Eyakapayakata. It's landing in your bank account in the name of Jesus. The new anointing, the new grace, the new unction to function. Baba God, Jehovah, Ebenezer has approved it. It has been approved. Your next level, your new anointing, your new grace has been approved. Somebody say approver. Somebody say approver. Somebody say approver. Yekotazaya. Your freedom has been approved. The freedom of your children has been approved. No devil can delay it. And I say, when the Lord puts a stamp on anything, who can say no? Every element of delay, I bust it out of your life. I command it. Satan, get lost. The spirit of delay, I shake you off. I shake you off our miracles. I shake you off our evidences. In the name of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. My God, go ahead, begin to thank God. Oh, oh, go ahead, begin to thank God. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord, today. Yes, Lord. Ah, yeah, bareko to sika. My hands are so hot. I'm trying to pull my hands to cool down my hands. The anointing is so strong. I'm trying to put my hands around my chair here that has some better bits. But my hands are on fire. I pray for some that the Lord will kindle his fire in your life. Every lost virtue be restored. Approval of restoration. 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 Receive it, receive it, receive it. Receive it, receive it, receive it. In the name of Jesus. Go ahead, begin to tap him. Oh God, we thank you. Now there are people here that have prayer requests. We are continuing what we started this week. I have just 9 minutes to do that. So please, you are here. Pray for one another. I want to pray for you. I want to join my faith with your faith. I want to believe God for your breakthrough, your miracles. I want to break anything in Lord around you. Oh, Jesus, we believe you grow. Mm. Haya barakadagadash. So I want the fastest finger tonight quickly to put your prayer request. I'm just going to go through a few as the Lord will give us grace tonight. Write your prayer requests. Write your prayer requests. Make sure you put it prayer request. Now we know it's a prayer request because prayer request. Amy will get her music contract in Jesus' name. Say a living amen. Father, in the name of Jesus, I pray for Sister Chika and I decree and declare, Amy, in Jesus' name, receive your business, your music contracts. Receive, 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 receive. In the name of Jesus. Don't just say pray for my daughter. There must be a prayer request. Sister Susan, me and my daughter, we are waiting for approval. Receive it. The prophetic word has come. Let it be your portion. Believe it. You have been approved. Believe it. It has been approved. Yes, you have everything standing to disgrace you has been destroyed. In the name of Jesus, it has been destroyed. In the name of Jesus, I pray for you, Sister Christine. You are praying for restoration, open doors for success in your business. I decree and declare the Lord restores your children, restores you in the name of Jesus. Open doors for your business, receive success in Jesus' name. Sister Mary, Mary Jane, prayers request, general body pain. The devil is a liar. I decree and declare by the power of the Holy Ghost, receive your healing, receive your healing, receive your healing, receive your healing. Receive your healing now. Put your hand on your head, from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. That body pain leaves you now. Fire in the name of Jesus. Power of the Holy Ghost. Receive, receive, receive in Jesus' name. Oh, look at me. Now you are waiting for your approval of your stay. I decree and declare your stay is granted in the name of Jesus. Approver, approver, approver in the name of Jesus. No more delays, no more delays, no more delays. In the name of Jesus, I am praying for you, Sister Sharon. Prayer request: pay off my financial debt on my mother's house. Father, in the name of Jesus, I decree and declare that house is debt free. Mercy has come. Mercy has come. Mercy has come in the name of Jesus. Mashoko to parakata. Approver, debt cancellation. Approver in the name of Jesus. Alebredo shikabayakata. Sister Nazia, Sister Nazia, I am praying for you. Ashokoto parakata. Everybody be praying in tongues. You and your house be praying in tongues. Just be praying in tongues. Sister Nazia, I am praying for you. Deliverance for your younger sister and her sons. Father, deliver them. Deliver them. Deliver them. Deliver them. Salvation has come to that family. In the name of Jesus, the curses are broken. Ekoto sekepelekete. Rakakatakatakata. Lefrekotokotokotosha. Iprakotokoparakata. Lembrekodogododo shipalagadesha. Ikakos kalibradesha. Ekotande begedisha. Thank you, Jesus. Father, I decree and declare deliverance, salvation has come to that family in the name of Jesus. Ketura Adams, restoration of your prayer life. Receive, 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 receive. That lost fire, your altar cannot go quiet. In the name of Jesus, passion again. Ignited fire. Shakakatakata. Leprekotokotokosha. Leketekete. Receive. Ashenebes. Receive grace to pray, to fast, and to seek the Lord as it was before, even more, 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 in the name of Jesus. Sister Faith Anor, acceleration in the building you are building. Father, in the name of Jesus, that project will be completed. We command speed. Resources are provided for that building to take off. Speed, 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 speed. No more delays. In the name of Jesus. No more delays. In the name of your Sister Teresa. Receive, receive, receive. The Lord answers you speedily. No more delays. No more delays. In the name of Jesus. I'm praying for you. Faka Mary. Faka Mary. Faka Mary. Yes, your prayer request is all right healing in your life and family to open for open heavens. Oh Lord, for financial breakthrough. I pray for your daughter and I decree and declare in the name of Jesus. Heal her right now. Receive your healing. Your family breaks through. Hey, Kabanuskala, your heavens are open. Receive it in the name of Jesus. Receive it in the name of Jesus. Receive it in the name of Jesus. By the power of the Holy Ghost, in Jesus' name. Mama Nomsa, your granddaughter is under demonic attack in the school. I find that devil in the name of Jesus. I command her deliverance. I command her deliverance in the name of Jesus. Shekota sekitekete, raka parakatakata, leprekotokotokotosh, ipratos kedekedisha. She is delivered, she is set free in the name of Jesus. Sister Navo, I'm praying for your cousin. Your cousin's foot, stomach, and private part is swollen. Doctors can't find anything. Oh Lord, that devil is arrested. Who threw that bullet? Who threw that missile? Who threw that arrow? Jesus! Let that arrow backfire, 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 backfire. I command her to be released. I command her to be released in the name of Jesus, by the power of the Holy Ghost, in the name of Jesus. Shekurabasende, Ipatoske lekete. You will give the testimony of her restoration. She will not die. That poison leaves her system in the name of Jesus. As I pray for her, I decree and declare the mercy of God has spoken for her. Sister Milayo, We are praying for your sister, your nephew. Right now, pray for your nephew to receive healing from autism in the name of Jesus. Mashetokobaragadesha, ikabarakatakatakata, masokotokotokotokosha, ikepeleketekete. I command autism, back your load and trouble this child no longer. I command its development to be well, development to be accelerated right now. I command his speech. I command his speech. I command everything about his growth. I command his reasoning, his understanding to be restored. Fire in the name of Jesus. Ekotazekete. As I'm praying for you, I go to Brother Rishi. Brother Rishi, receive your healing. Brother Rishi, receive academic excellence. Receive your breakthrough in the name of Jesus. Receive, Brother Rishi. Brother Rishi, receive. I bless you in the name of Jesus. You are a success. Receive in Jesus' name by the power of the Holy Ghost. Lepretus kuparagadasha, ikambarakatakata. Somebody begin to shout fire, 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 fire. Lord, we pray right now. I decree and declare over your daughter. I am praying for you, Marie. Marie, yes, you are on TikTok. I am praying for you. You said healing and deliverance for your daughter from spiritual attack. Every attacker of your daughter is receiving fire right now. In the name of Jesus, I decree and declare your daughter is free from satanic entanglement, demonic possession, demonic oppression. Fire in the name of Jesus. Shekototobarakatadekedesha, repekotokoparakatakatakata, lakotosotokoparikatesha, epreteketeketelekedesha, ramandoskopariadosha, librateketekete. Father, restore mothers back to their children, restore fathers back to their children. I pray for Sister Uvila, your son with you. We get back together again. We'll be very close. You will not be estranged from your son. Every satanic distance, I bind it. Your children will not be far from you. Your children will not be estranged from you. Holy Ghost, fire. Let relationships be mended. Let relationships be renewed. In the name of Jesus, let the love for your children burn, and let the children's love for you burn. Yes, in the name of Jesus, let it be fervently burning, be rekindled in the name of Jesus. Oh, rapasete legedisha. Bakupareketesha, Efrekotonzo Bragadia, Etila Libra Gendo Shah, Etelebrendo Sikapaya. Sister Shanice, I'm praying for you. I am praying for your daughter for academic excellence. And Maria, in the name of Jesus, do well. Success. In the name of Jesus. Ekatiza Bando de Denisha, Repekoto Superandegia, Efrekondo Sikepelegia. Mashada gabaya gadesha. Efrekotoko parakatakata. Mezotoko pararegeregesha. Ipradele ketu suprahanda. Thank you, Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name. If you are saying amen, say a living amen 3 times. Amen. 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 Now hear this. There's some prayer points that will explain the consequence of it. You share this of your on Facebook because the feed is going so fast. There's some prayer right now. I want to pray for healing. I decree and declare everyone on this altar, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your aunties, everyone connected to you that is sick, your children. I command their healing right now. I command their deliverance right now. Wherever you are, just put your hand like this. You don't need to type anything right now. Receive the anointing. Receive the power of God. Receive healing in your body. Receive the fire of the Holy Ghost. Receive. Broken bones be mended. Depression go. Bipolar go. Schizophrenia go. Back pain, waist pain, stomach pain, shoulder pain, go. Fibroid, go. I command every pain in your body, those named and those unnamed, begin to pack your load and go. Demonic oppression, go. In the name of Jesus. Heart condition, go. Liver condition, go. Kidney condition, go. High blood pressure, go. Asheto parakata. Lebrekodogodosham. Ikakatakata. That smelling thing that comes out of your body body, that smells from your mouth, goes in the name of Jesus. Fire. Lepredododosha. Ikaparakata. Mandosoto pregeresha. Eshenderegeresha. Ipelekete. Masokotosha. Any evil presence following anybody here, I command that evil presence begin to go down, begin to go down, begin to go down. Satan, pack your load. Go in the name of Jesus. Ayelegedegedegedesha. Repekotokotokotokodosha. Ikaparakatakata. You can't be sick. I say you can't be sick. That leg pain is leaving you now. I want you to lift up that leg. That person that has a leg pain, you had a knee problem, you had an ankle problem, you have leg pain, your feet is paining you, you feel pain from your hip down to your under your leg. Oh my God. That devil goes out of your body in the name of Jesus. Screeching pain in your chest region. Sometimes you feel it in one side of your chest, sometimes you feel it in the middle of your chest. That devil is sleeping you right now in the name of Jesus. Yekabarabadabadasha, Efrekotokotokopalakata, Repekotokotobragadisha, Ikabaratoskaliyadosha. I decree and declare you are pregnant already. I decree and declare you are carrying your evidence of children, multiple births, twins, triplets. Begin to receive everyone on this altar. Receive. This is your year of celebration and congratulations. Congratulations on your wedding. I bless you. I bless you. I bless you. Receive. Spirit open and spirit wives are jacked off in the name of Jesus. So shall it be in Jesus' mighty name. Go ahead. Go ahead and begin to celebrate. I say it is done. 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 My God. I say it is done. Jesus. I say it is done. Oh Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I say it is done. Mashakada. Lebredodododododosha. Iprakata nikiti. Mazondo brahade degedisha. I say it is done. It is done. Go ahead and begin to thank him. I say it is done. Jesus, we give you praise. Hey, Jesus, we give you glory. What a marvelous God. What a marvelous God. He has done marvelous things for me. What a glorious God. What a mighty God. He used to do marvelous things for me. Yes, Lord. The things that are impossible, that money cannot buy. Yeah. He has done it again and again. Oh, what a marvelous God. What a mighty God. He used to do marvelous things for me. Hey, the things that are impossible, that money cannot buy. Hey, he has done it again and again. Oh, hey, what a marvelous God. What a marvelous. He used to do marvelous things for me. Father, to you oh, be all the glory. Hey, to you, Jesus, be all the honor. To you, ancient of days, be all the glory and adoration forevermore. Hey! I say, hey! Jesus! Ay, 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 ay. Hey, yeah, yeah. 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 Hey, hey. Ay, 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 ay. Hey, yeah, yeah. 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 Hey. Are you still here? I hope you are dancing and glorifying God where you are. It is testimony time. It is testimony time. It is testimony time. Testimony time. Testimony. What is up with this thing? Ah, TikTok. They want me to verify. So I have many testimonies, and I know that you have many testimonies. Just tonight that I've been here. You know me, I cannot just be telling my own testimony. My testimonies before I talk very fast. Anyone, I don't know. Me, I used to stammer before. I'm a testimony. You know. When I was a child, I used to stammer a lot. And my mom would say, keep quiet and talk normal. And I thank God that the Lord has cleared me of stammering. Sometimes I want to talk so fast and I get my words, squeezed to talk. There, you know what? I'm healed. So just for me to totally healed. That's what God can do. So I want you to testify of God's goodness because the power of God, the presence of God is so palpable in this altar. And I've received so much tonight. You know, every day has its own glory and the wave that the Lord releases upon us. There with the first prayer we prayed was for thanks. That's how we build momentum to begin to pray for one another and everything. The Holy Ghost came down and Jesus is still with us. Monomsa says, my word came, knee pain gone. Give the Lord praise. Knee pain gone. That pain is arrested. Oh, Father, I just want to thank you. Every time we sing, hey, yeah, 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 I see myself in my Jerusalem lips. Wow. Praise God. Mama, we love you. Sister Nisia says, testimony. Thank you, Lord. I finished work late, but the Holy Spirit gave me speed. I got home 35 minutes plus my manager added 30 minutes extra on my hours. Wow. Oh, praise God. Praise God. Sister Esther says, testimony after yesterday's prayers of negative thought. I had a dream of betting new things. Give the Lord praise, and that dream will bring a performance. Mama Lema is thanking God for praise, for strength, favor, and Sister Tess, Royal Tess. She's thanking God that case was mentioned. She's thanking God for divine healing. Come on, give Jesus all the praise. In Christ, Simon, you could have put testimony. Is thanking God for the gift of the Holy Spirit this morning. See, Sister Navo, hope you get that testimony because the last time you didn't put all the testimonies, but I didn't say. So today, look at it all. Hallelujah. YouTube, is there any testimony on YouTube? Sister Chika says, testimony, Pastor Ovi preached for the debtors of my business to pay off. One of the debtors started paying the next day. Whoa! And all of them must pay up. Oh, somebody say, fire, yeah, 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 yeah. We are doing the prayer of agreement. We are doing the prayers of agreement. The prayers of agreement is powerful. I don't do it every time because that's not why we are here, but it's something that is very important. As the Lord leads me, I do it. And like next week, I'm going to be doing one on one. Yes, I'm going to be doing one on one as I'm led next week, Wednesday, no, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to be doing one on one. Yes, so you just check if you want to talk to me, you want me to, you know, have a one-on-one time, just send me a message on the phone so that I know who you are. But me, I'm the one that calls you. You're the only one that call me. I call you up and we pray together. That's it. But Achikeze is thanking Jesus Christ for trying to pray effectively tonight. Wow. I'm clapping because I love this testimony. It's practical. Brother Goodson, are you there? One of the Bible studies, Bible school students. So the reason why I came a little bit late today, like I had a busy day. We had we are doing debit, and debit the debit class I'm dealing with is the class that did not graduate from 8 years ago. We had debit. Long story short, got three of them in the class, and I want them to finish. So we are doing refreshers. concluding with them so that the new intake will be a fresh student, fresh group of people. And one of the things I told them in Debbie was that we must preach messages that can be what applied, messages that relate to people, right? So, Sister Christine, my word came today, healed of chest pain, sharp pain, amen. So I saw something from Sister Sharon, and those of you the Debbie students, Baragosi, I saw you there. You see, she said testimony was able to rebuke negative thoughts today. Yesterday, I taught you on how you rebuke what negative thought, fighting the fight of faith, silencing that devil. You hear me? And I thank God that she was able to put it to practice. And so from today, it will be in practice. In the name of Jesus. Now, I told you this touch and agree prayer, it must work. I'm seeing one other big testimony today. Sister Agnes told us yesterday her husband's new Mercedes was stolen. And we pray that that car will be what returned, will be seen in the name of Jesus. The car has been recovered. She said, testimony, my family and I want to thank God for his grace over my husband's stolen car. That's stolen, yeah, which has been recovered today, this afternoon, at a remote hilltop, hosting area, and it's now in police custody. Thank you, Jesus. Thank God for his mercy. They can't take the car anywhere. The car has been returned. Can I use that car to prophesy on every one of you? Whatever the devil stole from you, it shall be restored. It shall be restored. It shall be restored. And this is to tell you that every other prayer we have agreed on is done. Did you hear that? Instant action God. That's the kind of God we serve. The angels at work in this commission, they are alive and they are working for you. They will go for you. They will work for you. They will reach out to every devil on your behalf. Fanka Mary says, testimony, I want to thank God I'm free from bitterness and anger. I feel relieved, as if a load left me. You thank God for using his servant to deliver us. Amen. Deliver you. Amen. My sister, I pray that you are completely free from bitterness, free from anger. You are free completely. And every prayer that was blocked, God has answered it. You have received your answer, because you see, when we are in that condition, all these devils begin to cause us not to receive our breakthroughs. Hallelujah. For every testimony tonight, testimonies coming from the touch and agree prayers that we've been praying all these days. We started this prayer on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today. Come on, can we just give Jesus all the praise and all the glory for all this? Give him glory, give him praise, give him praise for this touch and agree prayers. We have been agreeing the prayer of agreements. We started on Monday, actually, not Tuesday, Monday. All through Monday, Tuesday, we've been seeing the hand of God. Open your mouth and say, thank you, Jesus. Now, whilst I'm praying this prayer, there's somebody that your eyes, you've been having pain in your eye. And the pain is like, like current, something is going through your eyes. It just moves in the eyes, painful. It is not causing you uh, 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 not to see, but it's painful. And it causes pain on your, I don't want to call it headache, but you feel the pain around your head, just like that. It just goes deep, like something moving pain, not sharp, but disturbing pain. Whatever the devil was doing, pressure in your eyes. Is that the word to use? It's like a pressure pain. You are delivered from that pain in Jesus. Wherever you are, hearing me, don't be ashamed. Don't be irresponsive. You have to respond. I say you have been healed in Jesus' name. Now, testimony. I want to thank God. That's why I'm in Liverpool for defending me in battle. And I don't even know about. I'm grateful. Amen. I'm grateful. Amen. I'm thankful. God will keep delivering you, Mama, in Jesus' mighty name. Open your mouth and just thank Him. I give you all the glory. Lord, I give you all the glory. All of my praise will not be enough. You have done so much for me. I give you all the praise. All of my praise will not be enough, for you have done so much for me. I give you all the praise. Are you still here? Father, we thank you for every testimony. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for everything. Now it's time to take an offering tonight, and we know how we give our offerings. I'm not going to spend time. You know, if you are on Facebook, give stars. Those of you who are part, those of you who are part of GIN family and you tithe here, God bless you for doing so. You are part of the virtual church and you give here. God bless you. Every one of you, the Lord increases you. You will never lack because this is a good ground. So I can tell you that somebody was sending me the house he built, the house that God blessed them with. It was just favor upon favor. He joined this commission and he has seen the glory of God. I've seen it work time and time again, and I tell you, your case can't be different. You must be blessed. Barclays Bank account for those of us in the UK, Access Bank for Nigeria. You are watching me from Zambia, mobile money, Zambia, Ghana, mobile money, PayPal, anywhere in the world. Cash out for those of us in the US, and M-Pesa PayPal for those of us in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. We can also use what we need. If you want to give, let us know if you need giving details. Hallelujah. Are you still here? Our sister Delight. God bless you, Sister Delight. I want to thank God for delivering me from every satanic smell that comes out of my throat. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, that devil is a liar. That smell that comes out of your throat. I think I mentioned that case. I bind it, it is over. You are delivered from it. In the name of Jesus. Give the Lord praise and glory. Give the Lord praise and glory. Allah broskoto brahande bedush. Keto to barakata kata kata kata. Rabba baba kate digedish. Thank you, Lord. Just to let you know that tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is what? Friday. And it's Trans Friday. We are going to be doing part two, part two, part two. I want us to still pray on that failure at the edge of success. Every one of us, failure at the edge of success. An end to failure at the edge of success, part two. The time is 11 tomorrow, not 12, an hour earlier. Those of you on TikTok, what did I say? Hallelujah. 11 p.m. Come with your water, come with your oil, come expectant. Amen. God bless you. And how many of you are looking forward to Easter? Come and do Easter with us. Come to Leeds. I'm inviting you to Leeds. Come to Leeds and do Easter with us. We have Easter conference starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is the best place to be for Easter. Yes. You come into Leeds, you're going to enjoy yourself. Atmosphere is charged on wonderful fellowship, teachings, the power ministry, healing, deliverance, prophecy, everything inside. So it's an experience. It's an experience. You will love it. I can bet you. Why? Because where the Spirit of God is, the joy, there is pleasures forevermore. So come to Leeds, wherever you are. Come to Leeds. Come to Leeds. You'll be blessed. Birmingham, Manchester, oh, Scotland, Spain, Poland, USA, wherever you are, Ghana, Zambia. Come to Leeds, South Africa. Come to Leeds. Amen. God bless you. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Today has been an extended night. I love you. See you tomorrow by God's grace. Bye bye.